Yo, yo, yo. What's up, guys? Good Monday. Is that a thing? Good Monday? Does that happen? I hope so. I hope so. Let's see. I hope everybody had a good weekend. I don't know, man. Back to the grind, I guess, yeah? Back on the grind, baby. Day 14 of Breath of the Wild. So we should have a good day. We are just into kind of focusing on secondary quests, world exploration, and material grinding to upgrade equipment, things of that nature. We do have all of the Guardians completed at this point. Or not the Guardians, but the Divine Beasts, excuse me. So that's going to be the play for now. A lot of this week is probably going to be just world exploration, trying to find shrines, get as many, heart and stamina buffs as possible. I think we're at like 16 hearts right now, 2 stamina buffs, but we'll be getting another stamina buff today because we're sitting on like 4 orbs, I think. And so, yeah, should be good. We'll keep pushing, keep having a good time. I don't know. Before we can get into that, man, we got the news. Yeah, got the news. So let's go ahead and get over there and get into finding out what's going on in the world of video games. Yeah. If you're interested, this is what we're listening to. Not that, dude. That's what we're listening to this morning. The Crypt of the Necrodancer soundtrack. Yeah, it's good stuff. Rhythm-based adventure RPG-ish kind of title. So, I don't know. Give it a shot. Check it out. Awesome soundtrack. Lots of music in the soundtrack too. So, give it a shot. Check it out. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it. All right. And let's go get into this video gaming news segment. Let's go. Let's see what we can find. We read about this yesterday. I find this kind of asinine. And honestly, unless there are some details that I'm missing about this, this seems really, really stupid to me. Fortnite developers, Epic is being taken to court in a lawsuit by parents saying that their kids are addicted to the game. I mean, that's about as ridiculous as it gets, in my opinion. So, I don't know, man. I spoke on this in depth yesterday. I'm not going to get back into this. If you want my take on it, look at December 11th edition of Video Gaming News. I find this to be ridiculous that the developer is being taken to court over kids liking to play this video game. Again, I mean, you might as well just start. Yeah, exactly. On top of being a bad parent, why not be a Karen? Look, I mean, I said this yesterday. Again, I don't want to dive all the way into this because I went on a pretty big rant yesterday. It's not lost on me that not every parent is in a position where they're able to have constant oversight and monitoring of what their kids are being involved in and stuff. So, there are a lot of like single parent homes, things like that, where parents are grinding multiple jobs to take care of their kids and things like that. So, things happen where kids are often left on their own from a young age to take care of themselves with very little oversight, and it's an unfortunate situation. but I doubt that that's the case for every single one of the parents involved in this situation. And yeah, I mean that's exactly how I feel about it. Wick, what's up, dude? Happy Monday, buddy. How was your weekend? Um, I mean, again, I kind of I feel like if you're gonna be doing this thing, this kind of thing with video, you might as well be like, yo, I'm gonna sue, flipping Folgers because I'm addicted to drinking coffee every day, or I'm gonna sue, you know, companies for that produce sugar because sugar's addictive. I mean, that's the level of absurdness that this is on, right? Right. Sorry. So I don't know. Again, I talked about it in depth yesterday, and I went on a bit of a rant because I just found it so absurd. To me that's something that is like literally kind of unbelievable that that's where people are going. It's like because that's I absolutely I have no doubt that's where some of that is. It's like instead of taking responsibility for where you have failed in your responsibility as a parent, you're gonna project that onto something else or somebody else and sue them for it. Perfect, dude. There we go. Exactly, dude. Yeah, yeah. Let's go. Yeah, I mean that must be the world we're living in. You know what I mean? Let's go. Perfect example, dude. Yeah, so that's as far as I'll take that today. I went on enough of a rant about it. It's absolutely asinine, man. How was your weekend, dude? What? We already knew about this. We've talked about this. Xbox is increasing the prices of their games to $70 from $60. Feels bad. Feels bad. Weekend was good. A lot of work done. Magically Monday. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know, dude. I know. So I had slacked a little bit this year on getting ready for Christmas. You know, getting all my presents purchased and things like that. So I think I've finally gotten most of that completed at this point. Finally. Uh, Again, this feels bad. I was really hoping Xbox would be or Microsoft because they initially came out when a lot of these other companies, especially when PlayStation did this initially, they said we won't be changing our prices, and I was like, awesome. It's great to see them doing that, and now they've caved. They've caved. Feels bad. Still got to do that, bro. I was feeling the pressure, dude. I was feeling the pressure. I've still got maybe like one or two more to buy, I think. Um, and that'll probably happen today after stream, and then I can kind of be, I can be done with that hanging over my head. Um, I think I'm about finished with that. New for spoken PS5 demo divides audience. I don't think this game's going to be a smash, dude. I don't think this game's going to be hit. They've been hyping this game up for a long time. And I don't. I think it's going to be probably mediocre at best. I could be wrong, absolutely, but I just don't see it, man. I don't see it. Goat Simulator 3 dev tells players to run the what? The Epic Games what? What? Goat Simulator 3 dev tells players to run the Epic Games launcher through Steam for controller support. Interesting. Let's take a look at that. Steam has amazing controller support, so that doesn't really surprise me, but you got a lot of work done this weekend, dude. That's awesome. Like work for the shops and everything? Or just like other work that you needed to take care of? And by you got work done, I mean, are you talking about mom actually doing meal prep or what? Oh, hey, dude, by the way, guess what two teams are playing each other in hockey tonight, brother? Huh, 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 huh? New PlayStation freebie is available now. Diablo 4 release date news. We'll hit on that real quick. Let's take a quick peek at this. I don't do these lists very often, but um, let's take a quick look at this. 5 games that released in 2022 that exceeded expectations. Let's take a quick look at that and see what we got. PlayStation could be releasing a Spider-Man 2 PS5 trailer. No, not the Pins versus the Sharks, bro. The Pins versus the Stars, dude. You were way off. Um, that didn't work, man. Sharks is way closer to the Sharks than it is the Stars, dude. You missed, bro. I'm not gonna dive in. This is stupid. PlayStation could be releasing a Spider-Man 2 PS5 trailer soon. I think that's what this says. You don't say? Yeah, very soon. You don't say. Probably because they're actually going to be releasing Spider-Man 2 before too long. So, I mean, that would just make sense, wouldn't it? We'll see it when it releases, man. Come on, dude. Canadian parents sue gaming company after kids refuse to not play or something like that. What does this say? Does it say kids refuse to what? Kids refuse to sleep, eat in order to play. yo, yo. I'm actually surprised that this is actually coming out of Canada and not the US. You know what I'm saying? This is this is coming out of Canada, dude. This is that whole lawsuit that these parents are taking on Epic and Fortnite. That is not a U.S. thing, dude. That's Canadian. Interesting. But yeah, dude. Pins and stars tonight at 6. So I think 7 your time, dude. I think. Yeah, bro. Dude, Crosby had a stupid, crazy goal the other night, didn't he? That falling goal. Jeez, dude. Wait, what? Indie developers suggest players don't buy his game after relationship with publisher dissolved. Ooh, interesting. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, Phil Spencer says Sony grows by making Xbox smaller. They do. They absolutely do. Yep. Mhm. I agree. They always have. They always have. Xbox has always lived in the shadow of PlayStation. No doubt about it. And again, I mean, I think this is a situation where Sony has gotten very, very comfortable casting that shadow. You know, I've talked about this a lot. I'm not going to dive into this article because I talk about this consistently right now. But PlayStation forever, Sony PlayStation forever has cast a large shadow that Xbox has basically been living in. And they've always had to find very inventive, creative ways to be competitive and try to fill that shadow, if you will. And Sony doesn't want that to change, which is what would happen with the Activision Blizzard acquisition. So, I mean, my point of view with all this, there's always going to be pros and cons to anything like this happening. There's always going to be an amount of anti-competitiveness whenever one company buys another company. But we're talking about a company that has been bad for a long time, in Activision Blizzard, that I think needs another company to come in, take them, and turn them back into something decent. They'll never be the company they once were, especially Blizzard. But I think Microsoft can do that. And I really think that Sony, they're the ones that are really being anti-competitive in this situation because they don't want things to change. They don't want to have to evolve and do what Xbox has had to do for so long, and finding very creative, inventive ways to be competitive in the market, like Xbox has always had to do. It's absolutely the way it seems to me. What? Valorant's latest Raze and Killjoy post has a large section of players unhinged. What? Give me a break, dude. Really? People are freaking out because of this picture? Oh my god, dude. What is it about people having such an issue with, like, I don't understand. I just can't, I don't grasp, dude. What is it with people having such an issue with, like, same sex relationships or whatever? Coming from a straight individual, I don't understand what it, like, why do people have such an issue with it? What is it about that makes people so uncomfortable? It has nothing to, like, what nobody, this is what's weird to me, is like nobody, for those people that are, you know, how would you feel about it if somebody was constantly judging you for who you were attracted to, or who you wanted to, spend your life with, or be in love with? You know what I mean? That's absolutely asinine. But I mean, here it is, and there's always these kinds of issues. We'll look into it. We'll talk about it. That just doesn't make any sense, dude. You just let people live their lives, man. Live their best lives and just be happy. It doesn't affect you. It doesn't have anything to do with you. So I mean, the fact of the matter is, there. This is a very this planet we live on. We're all humans. There are a lot of us on this planet. We all have different preferences, you know, in regards to especially, who we're attracted to and who we want to, love and things like that. And so therefore it's only appropriate that that be, you know, represented, everybody be represented in that fashion. And why do people have so much of an issue with that? I don't get it, dude. Yeah, loot box. We've talked a lot about that, haven't we? If you have not seen the Jedi Survivor all platforms and release date, I'll pull that up real quick. We've talked about it, but there's a lot of hype around Jedi Survivor, and I'll give you the deets there, as it were. Um, what? Switch unfit for purpose. What was that? What were they saying about this award winning? Yeah, let's read this real quick. I think this is going to be a good article for us to talk. They're talking about the potential of Nintendo Switch feeling old, and I discussed that a lot. So let's see what they have to say about that. That's what I was wondering. Call of Duty Warzone 2 map seemingly in the works. Cool. Take a look at that. Last page for looking for articles here, and then we'll move forward. This dude talked for so long. Chris Judd, bro. I had to make popcorn in the middle of it. I had to make popcorn in the middle of this. He you could tell he was just stopping and thinking of more people that he could thank. And I get it. There's a lot of people involved. There are a lot of people, you don't want to leave anybody. You don't want people feeling left out in your speech and stuff. But look, man, this is why they have cutoff times for these kinds of things. Almost always. Because you could tell he was just he was just like looking away, and he was in his head and he was thinking, who else can I thank? Boom, back up, talking a little bit more, thanking somebody else. Boom, back down and thinking. Oh yeah, there's another. Back up, talk a little bit more about who he just thought of he could thank. Back down, thinking about somebody else. That's the kind of thing you don't want happening at these productions, and that's one of the reasons it went so long once again. Um, I mean, I guess the plus side of the awards going long was that more people got potentially won Steam decks that were given away every single minute. But dude, it was brutal waiting through Chris Judge to get through his his speech. It just was. I'm not going to dive into this, but I mean, we watched this live and we were all just sitting here like, dude, he's still going. I had to get up and make popcorn. I couldn't do it. I was hurting, man. It was tough to just sit there and watch that. Okay, we'll stick with this. These will be the articles for today. Cool. New Call of Duty Warzone 2 map seemingly in the works. While COD Warzone 2 has only been available for a few weeks now, it seems that Activision already has big plans for the future. Job listing discovered by Call of Duty leaker at the Ghost of Hope seems to indicate that Treyarch is looking to hire a senior level designer to work on production content for Call of Duty Warzone, Outbreak, and other large map experiences. Back in October, at the Ghost of Hope claimed that Treyarch would be working on a new map for the game release alongside their premium release in 2024. So this job listing would seem to corroborate that rumor. Yeah, take it with a grain of salt. This isn't official. Things are always changing with game development, things like that as well. But a new map next year would be a good way to keep Call of Duty Warzone 2 from feeling stale. In the original Warzone, Activision made the mistake of keeping Verdansk around a lot longer than most players would have preferred. Many quickly got sick of the map. The publisher seems to have learned its lesson since then, but fans will have to wait until next year to see what will come next, okay? So there you go. Star Wars Jedi Survivor, all platforms and release date. Uh, Here's what you need to know. Um, it will be new gen. So it'll be PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and Windows. This is what's weird to me. So they can make this game run on Switch, but they can't make it run on last gen consoles of PlayStation and Xbox. That's a weird thing for me. I don't. It can't be that hard. Uh, the Switch isn't as powerful as a PS4 or an Xbox One is. There's no way. I would have to compare the actual hardware within, but dude, there's no way. There's no way. But this is their play. So the release date is March 17th of 2023. Okay. So there are a lot of people excited about this. You know, I'm waiting for a Star Wars game where you get to actually play as Sith. You know, who wants to be a Jedi, dude? Give me a break. Give me a break, dude. You know, when are we going to get back into the games that allowed you to decide whether you were going to be, you know, Jedi or Sith or, you know, now we've got Jedi games where you're just, or you know, Star Wars games where you're just going to be a Jedi. So give me a Star Wars game where I just get to be a Sith, dude. You know what I'm saying? Give me that. You know, I feel like I'm being discriminated upon here. I don't like it. So, you know, there you go. For everybody that is interested in this title, it's there's a link in chat there. So, the big thing I wanted to read here was Switch unfit for purpose. Um, all good things. Very interesting readers feature at the weekend about the Nintendo Switch and the increasing influence of tech sites like Digital Foundry. I completely agree that these sites and channels are a bad influence on fan discussions. What once was an interesting insight into exactly how games perform and how they compare on different formats has become a witch hunt against any game that doesn't prioritize graphics above everything else. Look, and that is not me. I am not that person. Um, Honestly, the way a game looks is kind of the least important thing to me as who I am as a game player. Um, it's almost like an added benefit. If a game looks really, really good, awesome, cool. That's like a perk. But ultimately, for me, the things that matter most are a lot of the other things that come together to make an amazing experience. Sound effects, music, great writing, um, the game to feel very polished, as far as whatever the gameplay entails, you know, to feel polished and bug free, um, very smooth, have real responsive controls, not feel like you're losing input, things like that. Um, there's a lot of things that come together to make a really, really good video game. And it doesn't necessarily have to, and I would say most of the time, especially for me, doesn't need to entail an amazing visual experience. If it does include that as well, fantastic. But it doesn't have to. As was said, there's no appreciation for the art of games, and the few little nods they give to it just come across as patronizing and insincere. I don't like any of that content. I wish people wouldn't pay attention to it. But unfortunately, it's a lot less subjective than a proper review critique. And so people get lots of fuel for their number wars. All that said, though, I do believe the Nintendo Switch is reaching the end of its useful life. I've been saying this for about a year now. There's no doubting that Bayonetta 3 in particular is stretching it almost to breaking point. I'm not sure the console is going to be fit for purpose if Nintendo intend to keep it going for another 2 or 3 years, which they've stated they want to do. Nintendo's been vocal about saying they want to stretch the Switch out to about a 10-year lifespan. We're hitting year 6? We're in year 6 right now, the Switch. But the hardware of the Switch is actually into like year 7 of its lifespan. So just because the Switch is only into year 6 of its lifespan, the hardware within the Switch is actually in year 7, going on year 8, I think, if I remember correctly. I don't know if Nintendo really plans to make Zelda Tears of the Kingdom their last big name first-party game, but if not, that's not that plan. It probably should be. The Switch has been fantastic. Absolutely. One of the best consoles ever made, but nothing lasts forever, and I'd like to see it go out on a high, not kept working until the very last minute. Yeah, agreed. This is what I've been talking about this a lot. The Switch is feeling old. It's feeling like they're really trying to wring it out at this point. Get every drop they can out of the hardware. And again, just inherently, the fact that the Switch console is built on mobile technology means that it's going to be it's going to age a little bit worse probably than most traditional consoles will, with big, chunky, power-intensive hardware. And they're really trying to stretch it, man. They really are. It's an amazing console. There have been some amazing titles on it. We're playing one of them right now in this channel. But the Switch Nintendo needs their next gen. They need their next gen. They really do. I've been saying that for about a year now, and I'm starting to see other articles and that are expressing that very same notion that I have been kind of alluding to as well. All right, here we go, man. This world, dude. Quote, I'm going to uninstall this game, quote, end quote. Valorant's latest Raise and Killjoy post has a large section of players unhinged. Valorant's latest post revolving around Raise and Killjoy perfectly embodies the phrase, quote, cat among the pigeons, where the cat is the picture of the two popular agents engaged in a loving kiss, and the pigeons are a large section of homophobic players who can't stomach such a revelation. Their knee-jerk reaction has been to announce that they are uninstalling the game. It is not the first time Riot has introduced such diverse representations of love and sexuality in their video game IPs. Characters like Diana, Leona, and Cassante embody such ethos. Yeah, their latest character, right? Cassante, I think, is gay as well, I think. Yeah. Raising Killjoy's relationship was teased multiple times by developers through interactions in-game and voice lines between the two. The recent post marked the official confirmation of the two being together and has kicked off a storm that is laying bare the toxicity that still resides within the gaming community. In the latest post on Valorant's official Twitter handle, Raising Killjoy can be seen locking lips while sitting on a bench amidst other people involved in some festivities. For anyone who has followed the lore and voice lines of Riot's 5v5 competitive shooter, this is not a surprising news. Their relationship has been repeatedly teased by the developers for years now, with the official Twitter handle itself quipping that it was the worst kept secret. In one of the voice lines introduced back in June of this year, players could hear Killjoy telling Raze about a new album with a touch of subtlety. Raze, I found a new album you just have to hear. Maybe you could come over after the mission, but only if we survive. one that could and should be a celebration of love and proclamation of diversity, has sadly been met with a section of players displaying their homophobia towards the revelation. It does not come as a surprise given the toxicity that Valorant's large player base spews is well known and documented through statistics like one presented by ADL.org. Look at this. Time to install. Good that the devs update the game every 6 months with actual gameplay content, but of course we need to make every friendship also a romance because being friends doesn't exist for Riot. You can't tell me they don't have just like some kind of like friendships in the games too, right? But so what, dude? Like for most people in this world, romance in some form or fashion is a part of life, right? So why are you freaking out about romance being a part of like the lore in the game? Well, why? Who cares? If I still play this game, I'd officially say I'm no longer a race man. Look at it. This is like so much homophobia in this, dude, by people. No hate or anything towards any gender, but why do you have to explicitly? Why? What? This is what's funny about this statement right here, okay? This is what's funny about this statement. So, no hate or anything towards any gender, but why do you have to explicitly show this? If you're trying to portray a message, please don't. We are here to just play a game. I am willing to bet you that this individual would not have tweeted a single thing had the two individuals or the two characters portrayed not been of the same sex. If this had been like a male and female character that were engaged in an embrace or a kiss or something, they wouldn't have had any issue with it. Probably. You know? People see, and it's like trying to portray a message, dude. What, a message about the fact that it's okay to like for people to love one another, no matter, you know, like it. This is what's stupid about this. Time to leave Valorant for, dude. The official post of the two popular Valorant agents is filled with comments such as them deleting or uninstalling the game, calling out Riot for doing this simply because of a marketing gimmick, not wanting to play either agent in-game anymore, or politicizing their video game, to state a few. I will never, dude, just because of this, this is what people are saying. I will never play this game again or recommend anyone to play it. Honestly, if I was Riot, I wouldn't want these individuals playing my game anyways. Like, get wrecked. A bunch of closed-minded, discriminatory, homophobic individuals that are probably super toxic anyways, using probably a bunch of super toxic, discriminatory, homophobic slurs probably in gameplay anyways. Take it easy, dude. Grow up. Go get a better worldview of how to be accepting of people. And, you know, maybe we'll let you back into our game at some point, you know? Like, so stupid, man. I don't know, dude. Valorant's revelation of Ray's and Killjoy's relationship is an affirmation of something that has long been teased and conjectured. In the world of hypersexualized drawn figures of women in video games catering to a predominantly male gaze, such affirmations make for a heartwarming acceptance of love and diversity. Yet an outpouring of bigoted reactions across social media betrays the toxicity that underlies the community at large. Parochial heteronormativity that lashes out when it sees itself threatened. Yeah. One can only hope that this changes for the better in the near future. Agreed. Yeah. Agreed. Because look, man, people wouldn't be having any kind of issue right now. I guarantee you that people wouldn't be having any kind of issue right now if this was a male female situation. You know what I mean? If this was like the stereotypical norm, if you will, of relationships, it feels bad to even say that, because it's like, honestly, if it's just people being engaged in relationship with being attracted to whoever they, I mean, that's the thing. Attraction is just something that is part of who you are, dude. That's part of your genetic make. You can't change that, dude. It's not something that, it's just that's who you are, man. And you know what I'll say is that I think that more often than not, it's the individuals that have such an issue with seeing this kind of thing are usually have some kind of underlying, like, they're real sensitive about this because they're not real secure. They're not real secure in their own sexuality or whatever, so they project. And I don't know, dude, it's actually insane that people can't just accept one another for who each other is, whether it be sexual orientation or sexual preference or race or what have you. It's actually insane. And this is just another horrible example of the unfortunate state that we find ourselves in this world, of people that are just very closed-minded and huge bigots, dude, for really no reason at all, other than just needing to be hateful. Hate-filled individuals, man, is what it is. And it feels really, really bad. So stupid. Indie developer suggests players don't buy his game after relationship with publisher dissolved. Conrad Grindham said it's not up to the quality standards of the games that I create. The developer of The Outbound Ghost has suggested that players don't buy his game after he fell out with his publisher over its alleged dissatisfactory performance on the Switch. Conrad Grindham, who is lead developer on the adventure RPG, posted a video on YouTube claiming that his relationship with his publisher, what is it, Dagarati? I've never even heard of them. Has dissolved. He added that he wants Digarati to return the publishing rights to him, stating that the indie title is not up to the quality standards of the games that I create and that you expect of me. He asked fans to avoid the game and said that he was taking legal action to protect our company, our name, our reputation, and consumer rights. The past few weeks have been incredibly stressful due to many factors. The main reason is that my relationship with the game's publisher has been dissolved. Grindham said via PC Gamer, my priority will always be to do right by the fans of the game. Digerati initially issued a statement in early December acknowledging issues with the Switch version of the game, adding that hopefully a patch won't be much longer. Days later, Digerati wrote on Twitter that it was aware of performance issues on Switch and said that a patch would come in the coming week. The Outbound Ghost said on Twitter that it was incredibly disappointed with its performance on console. Those working for the official Twitter account encouraged players to play the game on Steam, as the Steam version is the one that I have approved. Digerati published another statement on Twitter after that, saying that in addition to the day one patch that was available for the PlayStation versions, an additional update went live on Tuesday, 6 December. The patch for the Switch version is still in review with Nintendo, but is expected within the next 7 days. We'll provide further information on this as soon as we can. It continued, inviting users still experiencing issues to get in touch. Digerati has released over 50 different titles on console, and launches with situations such as this are the exception, it concluded. We remain firmly committed to making further improvements to the Outbound Coast as quickly as we can. Thanks for your patience. Grindham then posted a response to the statement on Thursday, December 8th, which led to Digerati to respond with a video of its own. Sarah Alfieri, owner of Digerati and widow of the company's recently deceased founder, Nick, said in the video, I want to clarify some of the recent activities surrounding the Outbound Ghost. We've remained largely silent over the last few days as we've been blindsided by the sudden negativity from Conrad, the game's developer. Quote, until literally hours before the console launch, we had enjoyed a cooperative and mutually pleasant working relationship with Conrad. We saw no indication of any dissatisfaction on his part. Their statement added that the publisher provided Grindham with substantial funds to develop his passion project, and in exchange, he licensed the full rights to us to distribute the game. Unfortunately, he has now wrongly told us he is terminating our contract, even going so far as attempting to use the tragic and sudden death of my husband as grounds for termination. Yikes. Fury went on to claim that Conrad has unlawfully tampered with the Steam page and has attempted to take down the console version as well. This isn't fair to us, and it isn't fair to you. Grindham has not responded publicly to these allegations. Fury continued, our goal is to support the Outbound Ghost and has always been to support our developers. We are actively trying to make improvements and release patches and have been met with repeated attempts to sabotage our efforts and sully our name. Despite all of this, we still hope to come to a resolution and work together to continue supporting the Outbound Ghost with its lead developer by our side, and we want to provide you, the consumer, with the best possible version of the game that you deserve. The Outbound Ghost has now been removed from sale on Steam. There was no further update from either party at the time of writing in a statement to PC Gamer. Grindham reiterated that he was looking into appropriate legal action to resolve the situation and to protect the game. Yikers, dude. Interesting. There's a lot going on there. Okay. Well, there's a lot of he said, she said kind of stuff back and forth. It's really hard to tell exactly what the situation is without some kind of like substantial proof from one side or the other exactly of exactly what has transpired here. Feels bad for anybody that was interested in playing the Outbound Ghost. Apparently, Switch version's kind of crap. Steam version's been taken down. Lots of not good going on. We'll see if we see anything further in the days ahead on this situation. Okay, try to keep our eyes peeled. The new PlayStation freebie available now. It's hard to beat getting something for free, and PlayStation is giving fans of the Sackboy a Big Adventure a nice extra for all versions of the game. Freebie in question is an emote pack players can use in the game. Okay. This game did not do very good for Sony. It's available. This free pack is available on console as well as PC. Just a bunch of emotes for in-game. Oh, wait. This is not the new one. Wait, what? Sackboy: A Big Adventure was a launch title on PS5 in 2020. Oh, the PC port was this year. That's what I was thinking about. Yeah, it hasn't done great as a PC port. Yeah, so the game spent nearly 2 years as a console exclusive, but it was ported to PC in October. Yeah. So apparently, there's like a free emote pack. Go grab it if you have the game, you're interested. The official date for the release of Diablo 4 has just been confirmed by Blizzard Entertainment. Thought to originally be slated for an April release date next year, a new cinematic trailer revealed at the Game Awards indicates the official date is June 6th. That's actually the same, I think, release date for Street Fighter 6. If I remember correctly. Excuse me. Yep, we've seen this trailer as well, and we already kind of saw that the June 6th release date was there. Pretty sure that's the same exact release date for Street Fighter 6 also, but if you want to watch the trailer, take a look. We've seen it. 5 games released in 2022 that exceeded expectations. Take a quick peek. Ghostwire Tokyo. Really? Exceeded expectations? Interesting. Whenever this came out, I didn't see a whole lot about it. It was just like, it felt like a lot of people were just kind of like, yeah, it was good. It was cool. Did it say what it got on Metacritic? No. I mean, I love this developer. This is Tango. This is Tango. This is the same developer that makes the Evil Within games. And the Evil Within games were amazing. Evil Within 1 and 2 were a lot of fun. Played them last year in October, or Scaretober, as it's known here in this channel. So, not 2022 October, 2021 October, we played Evil Within games. And from what I understand, Ghostwire Tokyo initially started development under the Tango started working on this thinking it was going to be Evil Within 3, and then it ended up changing into being Ghostwire Tokyo. Iron Lung. Oh, I know what this is, dude. Submarine indie horror game. First-person horror game set in a post-apocalyptic world. I think I know what this is.
Cruising depth in roughly 40 seconds. Stand by. I'm seeing some voltage irregularities in the instruments, so keep an eye out for sparks or flames or anything like that. We're starting to lose radio signal. You'll be at cruise depth soon, so review everything and be careful. You're on your own. Good.
Okay, so that's Iron Lung. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. Yeah, this is... There was a good amount of hype around this, and it released, and people really liked it. I still need to play it. I would love to play it. But it's supposed to be really, really good. Needy Streamer Overload. What is this? Visual novel features players controlling a manager for the live streamer Amy, a mentally ill girl as she takes on the internet persona of OMG Kawaii Angel to become the #1 internet angel. Features a dark but somewhat realistic look into the lives of internet celebrities and VTubers. I can't. It's too early. It's just, it's too upbeat, dude. All right. Interesting. All right. And #1, Neon White, dude. I really want to play this. We saw this during the summer game showcases. This was kind of announced and released right around that time, and I remember seeing it and going, "Man, that looks really cool." And then our mod and buddy community member Pinky ended up playing a good amount of this and really, really enjoyed it. This is a game that it's like a mashup of like card game, FPS platform, 3D platforming kind of adventure, and you've got different stages. It's a really good game for people who enjoy speedrunning. So if you're into that kind of thing, Neon White is something you should look into. Apparently, every time you kill different enemies, you get cards into your hand. The different cards allow you to use different weapons, which give you different movement abilities and stuff like that. It's supposed to be pretty wild. There you go. Oh, I should have thrown that in chat for you guys. Hold on. Just in case you wanted to see some of the stuff we didn't look at in that article, it's right there in chat, okay? New Forspoken PS5 demo divides audiences. A new gameplay demo for the upcoming adventure Forspoken from Luminous Productions and Square went live on PS5, freely available for everyone. The vertical slice introduces players to protagonist Frey Holland and gives a vague glimpse at the main story, including essential lore and world building, which leads into the action of the demo. Across several hours, players are able to hop into this unique magical world and experience a parkour-inspired combat system that requires weaving commands together for coherent attacks, and explore a wide-open world filled with strange creatures, mountains, and vast grasslands. While the demo looks fairly impressive and gives a solid glimpse of the action, it appears the response to the game has been massively divided. Some have praised the demo for its originality and slick action, with particular enthusiasm for how different and engaging the combat feels. In one GIF posted to the Forsaken subreddit, Frey's ability to cause firework-like lava explosions is on impressive display, with one player stating they'll never get tired of this. This beast, I played around 10 minutes Friday, didn't have much time. It interested me enough to pick it up on Saturday. Played it around and finished the demo. Loved it. Reddit user the Burka said, now I'm sitting here on Sunday craving more. The game is awesome. People mention combat being different and don't even put enough time in to even learn the controls and actively give it a shot, another user said. Took off all slow down time mechanics for spell swapping and using the left side for defense and buff spells while the right was pure offense. Felt amazing once I got used to the controls after about an hour when starting. Combat appears to be a common highlight for players, with many spending their time in the demo experimenting with powerful combinations and perfecting the flow of movement. Despite this overall enthusiasm, it appears some people aren't quite convinced yet. Some have pointed out issues with the game's world and the disconnect between Frey's modern dialogue and the medieval fantasy setting. Should be noted this is a purposeful choice to depict her fish out of water story. It's hard to pinpoint what exactly wasn't working for me. Reddit user clinically ill said, it has a lot of really good pieces, but none of those pieces seem to fit together in a seamlessly, fully enjoyable game experience. Even after I started getting more used to the somewhat unintuitive controls, the whole constantly switching between cooldowns style just didn't feel as good as stringing together attack combos like you normally do in these sorts of action games. The spells are all really cool and it makes you feel powerful, but at some point the smoke screen that is the awesome particle effects goes away. You're left with what is otherwise pretty clunky combat where you're essentially just mashing the same button over and over again. That's what I was worried about. Depending on which player you consult, the game is either clunky or extremely well flowing, likely depending on time spent in the demo and individual understanding of the game's unique combat system. Likewise, there's either too much modern dialogue or players are being too harsh on Frey as a prominent black female gaming protagonist. The divided response is somewhat surprising, but it does appear to be driven by personal taste. So if Forspoken is a game you're intrigued by, it's best to jump in and experience the demo for yourself. Remains available as of writing, will likely be available until the game launches for PS5 and Windows on 24 January. Okay. I'm not super intrigued, really. If anybody else plays this, come let me know what you think. Honestly, that's everything I've seen about the game. This is unfortunately this is one of those titles where I'm worried about. First and foremost, there's been a lot of hype, and then there's been multiple delays, and that always scares me. Delays in the gaming industry are needed. They are developers need to feel comfortable with the fact that they can push out a game to ensure that it is released in a polished state for us as the consumer. Absolutely. But on the flip side of that, games that require numerous delays scare me. Because it seems to me like there might be something wrong in the process. There might be something wrong with that developer. And whenever you keep getting release dates and you keep getting delays, that comes off more like there are bigger underlying issues, and I'm a bit more worried about what the game's going to feel like overall whenever it finally does release. So hopefully it'll be good, but while the game does look pretty solid just visually and everything, I was worried about how repetitive the combat would feel just off of what I've seen so far. It's it's pretty, but is it just going to feel like the same thing over and over, I don't know. I think there's I hope not. And I think that's a very difficult thing for developers to manage in these ARPG kind of games. How do you incorporate a combat, style, combat mechanics that you can present a gameplay experience to the gamer, to the player, where they can get a very, very good, solid large amount of gameplay time without it feeling stale, where you continue to want to be engaging in combat, because it feels fun and good. I'll give you a good example is The Witcher 3. The Witcher 3 was pretty repetitive combat. The combat in that game was pretty repetitive. But what made it feel really fun and fresh for me was like the dismemberment. There were occasions where you'd be playing the game and you could get certain things to proc and happen, where Geralt, time would slow down and Geralt would go into these like finishers, these slow motion finishers, and it just always made the combat feel really fun and nice. I think that's the thing is like, if you can come up, whatever the combat is in an ARPG, if you can come up with ways to make it continually feel nice and engaging and satisfying, then you're going to win. There's no doubt about the fact that to an extent, combat's going to be repetitive. That's just the way it is. But you've got to find those ways that make it feel nice and entertaining and satisfying throughout to keep the player engaged in it. All right, this is the last article I have for the day, so if anybody has anything else to add, let me know in chat. We'll discuss it before we move on, okay? To the gameplay. Goat Simulator 3 dev tells players to run the Epic Games launcher through Steam for controller support. So this game is exclusive to the Epic Games Store right now, currently. Players struggling to play Epic Games Store exclusive Goat Simulator 3 with a controller are being advised to try running it through Steam. As spotted on NeoGAF and verified by VGC, the official Goat Simulator Discord server has an automated bot that answers commonly asked troubleshooting questions. The bot has been telling players who say they can't get a controller to work that they should try running the Epic Games launcher through Steam. This is potentially embarrassing for Epic Games, given that one of the reasons for Epic Games Store exclusivity is to try and draw players away from Steam. Yeah. The bot advises players who can't get their controller to work on Goat Simulator 3 to try the following steps. Add the EGS client as a non-Steam game to Steam. Plug in your desired controller. Make sure Steam recognizes your controller in the settings. Launch the EGS client from your Steam library. Start Goat Simulator 3. So basically what this is saying is you are purchasing the game on Epic. Joe Evil, what's up, buddy? Oh, for real? Nice. Yeah. So, you basically purchase this on Epic, and then they're like, you need to go into Steam, have Steam find the game, add it to your library, and then run this game through Steam from now on. So, which is like, Steam has really good controller support. Okay, it has really good controller support, but this is one of those growing pains. I think Epic's been out for 2 to 3 years now, and I'll actually talk about Epic real quick for some free game stuff. Epic is trying to evolve. They've made some good change. They're like notable stuff this year for the platform was like being able to actually customize your library more, right? Do favorites and collections, things like that was a big thing this year, but they've got a ways to go. Your profile for the Epic store, the Epic platform isn't nearly what it is for like Steam. And that's what a lot of people love about Steam is that Steam's been around for so long, and it has evolved into this very, very nice platform for the consumer, for the gamer, right? You get all kinds of achievements. You've got a very customizable profile where you get to like kind of flex your achievements, and you get to get all kinds of different stuff to customize that profile so it doesn't look like anybody else's. You get, it's very nice for being able to configure your library the way you like it, put things into different folders and stuff, which Epic just finally did. And Epic's rolling out achievements, but it's not anywhere near to the extent of what Steam has, right? And Steam has amazing controller support, things like that. And Epic is just needing to, really implement a lot of these really nice kind of quality of life things that a lot of gamers like to have. Epic is one of the areas where Epic is really drawing people in is like the free game stuff, right? Epic consistently gives out free games every single week, and that's been their big draw, getting people into that platform. And so they're doing some things that Steam doesn't necessarily do, but they need to evolve that platform. They need to get some of those real nice pieces of functionality and integrations, quality of life stuff there for the consumer, for the gamer, to really get people viewing Epic Games platform at least closer to what Steam is, But this is kind of wild. Steam makes use of a feature called Steam Input, which allows users to play any controller-supported game with a device of their choice. The Epic Games Launcher doesn't have a similar feature and instead relies on each game to provide its own controller support. Yep. Epic has continued to give away free games on a weekly basis, and I'll talk about that in one moment, in an attempt to persuade players to install its Epic Games Launcher as an alternative to Steam. Last year, it gave away 89 free titles. 89 free titles over the entire year, with a combined worth of over $2,000. The Epic Games Store will reportedly once again be running a promotion offering the players a chance to claim a free game every day over Christmas. This will be a week and a half to 2 weeks worth of free games every single day, okay? In 2019, the Epic Games Store gave away 12 games over Christmas. 2020 and 2021, it gave away 15 free titles over the festive period. We've heard talk it might be 2 weeks this year. But what I would say is be prepared for it to at least be 15 days. And I think it's going to start in about 3 days, on the 15th, I think. So be prepared for about 3 days from now for this holiday giveaway stuff on Epic to start. Probably last close to the end of the month, okay? So the last thing I'll talk about is actually, since we're talking about the Epic Games Store, free games, right? No, you're good, Evil. You're good. You're good. So Epic Games Store. Sorry. Oh, we're just doing the news, Evil. Then we're going to hop into some gameplay. Just doing video gaming news, man. That is it. Finishing up our video gaming news segment, and then we're going to jump into day 14 of Breath of the Wild. So if you haven't grabbed these already or you didn't know, right now Saints Row 4 Re-Elected and Wildcat Gun Machine, both of these games are free, until December 15th at 10 a.m., okay? So go grab these, all right? Again, I'm just promoting this as a way for people to get their hands on some free titles. I'm not affiliated with Epic Games. I'm not sponsored by Epic Games or anything like that. You got Subnautica for free. Yeah. Look, on the 15th at 10 a.m., which is like 3 days and 2.5 hours from now, these will no longer be free. And Epic Games is going to start giving away their holiday games, which means for like every single day, they're going to be giving away 1 to 2 free games over like a 2-week period. Okay. So this has been going on, like we just read, for about 2 to 3 years now. And they're going to continue doing it this year. I can tell you, if you look at my library on Epic is pretty extensive at this point. I've got a large amount of games. Yeah. What do I have? 190? I have 190 games. And I might have paid for a handful of these. Maybe. But I have 190 games right now, guys. And it's because I get in here every week and I just grab the free games. Okay? As well as this holiday stuff coming up. Again, Normally, understand the difference here. Normally, these games are given away free for a week at a time. So you have like a week's worth of time to get in here and grab the free games before the new ones come in. On the 15th, it's going to start this holiday giveaway where every single day new games become free. But you only have 24 hours to grab the games before they go away. And they give away some notable titles, okay? Even if you're not a PC gamer, okay? Even if you're not a PC gamer, take this to heart. There is the potential for you to at some point become a PC gamer in the future. So my advice is to hop onto a browser, use your mobile phone. It doesn't have to be their application. You can hop onto a browser, go to the Epic Game Store, create an account, and just start grabbing your free games. You start building yourself a library of games for free. That way, if at some point you decide that you're going to start doing some PC gaming, you'll have a library of titles to start picking from to play. So you're not going to just jump into PC gaming and kind of be blank as far as your library goes. You'll have some stuff already ready for you to jump into, okay? That's just my own, take it or leave it. That's my advice. It only takes a couple of minutes to jump in here, grab these free games. That's all there is to it. The account's free. The games are free. There's nothing to it, man. It's just free games. With as much of an obstacle nowadays as, money is in the gaming world, for people to get into gaming, enjoy titles, whether it be the increase from now $60 to being, $70 is now the norm for, most titles on day one release, to, microtransactions costing and battle passes or season passes costing, and a game will release at $70 now, and then 2 months later there's DLC you need to pay for too. There are all kinds of obstacles with monetization in gaming, and it prevents a lot of people from being able to get in and enjoy these games. But you can still get some free titles out there, so go grab your free games, okay? That's what I got. That's what I got, guys. Thanks for being here, being a part of the news segment. Thanks for being a part of this amazing community, helping to create such an amazing place for me to be a part of every single day, for all of us to be a part of every single day. We're going to move on to Breath of the Wild Day 14. And I don't know, if anybody's checking out this content as a VOD on either the Twitch channel or YouTube, later on, you're enjoying the content, see what you can do about coming and hanging out with myself, the rest of this amazing community, when we go live at 6 a.m. CST every single day. We start all of our streams off with the video gaming news segment before we roll into whatever video gaming content we have slated for the rest of the day, okay? Other than that, stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to one another, and we will catch everybody tomorrow for December 13th edition of Video Gaming News, and it'll be day 15 of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Master Mode Engaged. Cool.